Hello friends, how you doing? Day 823. Hope you're doing amazing on this Saturday night. I just got back from a seminar, all-day seminar in Surrey, and my gosh, I love hearing stories, success stories, and just being taught from people who are just living the life. And so today, I'm actually going to be sharing with you a excerpt that I've read. This is from actually a book called 8 Attributes of Great Achievers. And so again, wisdom is about learning from others who are ahead of you, right? I find that's the quickest way to get to where I want to get to. And so in this one, attribute number one is responsibility. And so there's an excerpt in here about Gandhi. And Gandhi is always somebody who I've looked up to with the way he was able to create influence and his leadership and the impact he had on this world. And so it's always inspiring figure for me. He actually, after watching the movie Gandhi, actually, I looked up his biography, and just his reasons for being a vegetarian actually helped inspire me to make that decision to actually go vegetarian shortly after that. So, but that's just something that came to my mind. Anyways, so 3 truths that he actually shared. Number one, be the change you want to see in the world. So there's a story here where he talks about a mother once actually brought her child to see Gandhi and asked him to tell her child not to eat sugar. And so Gandhi said, okay, I can't do that, but why don't you come back in a month? So the mother was a little perplexed and a little like, right? Anyways, she left, came back a month later, asked the same thing of Gandhi, and Gandhi this time looked at the boy and said, you should not be eating sugar, my son. And so the mother thanked him and was like, why didn't you just tell him that last time? And Gandhi said, well, I was still eating sugar at that time. And so, again, truth number one, be the change you want to see in the world. Because essentially, how can you effectively really lead somebody if you can't actually live what you're teaching? And I try to do my best in terms of living my life that way as well. I don't want to ever really tell people what to do, but if I'm living a certain way, I like to be able to share that and hopefully lead by example. Not perfect, but trying my best. And that's all we can do, right, my friends? If you're doing your best, then you should be proud of yourself, wherever that is. Let's see here. Number two, truth number two. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. And so he was in prison for about 6.5 years, on and off, at the beginning of his movement. And so this is what he wrote of his harsh treatment, imprisonment, and oppression that he received. He wrote down, you can chain me, you can torture me, you can even destroy this body, but you will never imprison my mind. The moment the slave resolves that he will no longer be a slave, his fetters fall. Freedom and slavery are mental states. They cannot take away our self-respect if we do not give it to them. I agree. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. That's truth number two. Truth number three of Gandhi's. It is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends, but to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion. Now that's a big one. So let's see here. So Gandhi, he fought for equal rights, fair treatment, and independence from British domination for the Indian people. But he didn't fight for it in the traditional way. He sought to overcome the exploitation by quote-unquote, returning love for hatred and respect for contempt. Because Gandhi had learned when one person hates another, it is the hater who falls ill, physically, emotionally, spiritually. When he loves, it is he who becomes whole. Hatred kills, love heals. Man, that's a deep one for me. Because really, that is a sign of, I think, growth and maturity. And because it's not easy. If somebody hurts you, how easy to show love and to love them as a person, understanding and separating the act with the person. You can definitely hate the act or the behavior. I don't think it's healthy to hate the person. Some of you might think it's semantics, but it is not. We are all human. We all make mistakes, my friends. You have made mistakes. You have made mistakes where you probably pissed somebody off, not meaning to. So let's try to be the change we want to see in the world and offer some forgiveness when needed, when appropriate. And like Gandhi says, it is the hater who falls ill. So it's actually to your advantage if you don't hate somebody else. And I think the last thing I'm going to share here. Oh, here's another one. Gandhi said that an eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. That always resonated with me. So during his fight, Gandhi challenged his people, do not resort to violence, even if it seems at first to promise success. It can only contradict your purpose. Use the means of love and respect, even if the result seems far off or uncertain. If you can adhere to these principles, India's freedom is assured. I hold myself to be incapable of hating any being on earth, but I can and do hate evil wherever it exists. I hate the system of government that the British people have set up in India. I hate the ruthless exploitation of India. I do not hate the domineering Englishmen. I seek to reform them in all the loving ways that are open to me. My non-cooperation has its roots not in hatred, but in love. Man, again, that's just so inspiring to me on how he was able to free India from Britain's rule. And so, obviously we know what happened, but yeah, again, truth number 3, it is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends, but to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion. Man, again, that's just inspiring to me. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. 3 truths from Gandhi. Have a great night, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow.